He stepped inside earlier than usual, expecting nothing but stillness. But the billionaire froze at the edge of his father's bedroom. The maid leaned forward, steadying his frail father, who clung to her, sweat streaming, both of them trembling on the brink of collapse. What looked like betrayal was something far different, an untold truth about dignity, sacrifice, and loyalty that no one could have predicted. Before we begin, drop a comment with your time zone and where you're tuning in from. Now, let's start. Easy now, Mr. Kane. Slow. Alina's voice stayed steady, though her arms burned with strain. She locked her body like a pillar, the seams of her black uniform stretching tight as she leaned against the pristine bed. Samuel Kane clutched her for dear life. His grey head bowed, his tan shirt soaked through with sweat. His legs, once strong and commanding, now shook like splintered branches. It had been 10 long months since the stroke. 10 months since the man who once ruled boardrooms and towered over construction projects had been lowered into that dark wheelchair in the corner. 10 months of effort, failure, and new attempts. "Just one more heartbeat on your feet," Alina whispered, her cheek grazing the quilt. "You're already taller than yesterday." Samuel grunted, his breath rough and uneven. "Taller? These knees feel like pudding. I'm swaying like a drunk, just trying to stay upright." Her jaw tightened. "Then let me be the balance you need. Don't resist, just lean." His hand clamped on her shoulder, not with power, but with desperation. "Never thought I'd end up like this," he muttered. "An old man dangling on a girl half my size." Alina dug her heels into the floor, her back shrieking from the weight. "You're not just old," she countered. "You're a fighter reclaiming your legs. That means something." He gave a broken laugh, sharp and bitter. "Do you know what it feels like to go from striding into meetings with the world in your grasp to being strapped into the chair just to relieve yourself? To need a maid just to stand?" Alina's throat tightened. "I know what it's like to lose dignity. Maybe not the same way as you, but I understand." His eyes found hers, sweat running down his temple. "You young, strong." Her arm shook, yet she held him steady. "Strong doesn't mean untouched. I carried more than I should have as a girl. Maybe that's why I can bear your weight now." Samuel's chest heaved, each breath ragged. His tone softened. "I hate that my son sees me like this. Once I was iron in his eyes. Now he can't even look. He's afraid of the truth." Alina blinked back tears. "Then let me help you stand when he isn't here, so you'll remember yourself before he walks through that door." He leaned harder, swaying, legs trembling. She planted her stance. "Careful," she whispered. "I've got you. Breathe with me, in, out." He tried, but every inhale rasped like stones scraping. "If I fall, you won't," she cut in firmly, "because I refuse to let go." He swallowed hard, his voice breaking. "Why do you care so much, Alina?" Her arms trembled, sweat streaking down her brow. "Because no one held me when I needed it. And because you deserve more than pity. You deserve someone who believes." Samuel's lips quivered, eyes distant. "You sound like my late wife." Alina's chest ached. "Then maybe she sent me." Silence fell, thick and heavy. Only 2 pounding hearts kept rhythm, bearing each other's weight. Then, without warning, Samuel's knees gave out. His body lurched, dragging Alina forward with a strangled cry. "Mr. Kane!" She fought to brace him, nails tearing at the white spread, her back screaming. "Stay with me. Don't let go." His arm clamped tight around her shoulders, desperation raw. "Don't drop me, child, please." "I won't," she gasped, sweat soaking her apron. "I swore I wouldn't." They froze there, his frame hanging heavy on hers, her body stretched like a bridge about to snap. His breath burned against her neck, words shaking with shame. "This isn't how my son should find me." Alina squeezed her eyes shut, muscles screaming. "Then he won't, it'll just be us." But fate had other plans. The door groaned open. Footsteps echoed on polished floorboards. A tall shadow spilled across the bed. "Father." The voice was deep, controlled, but edged with alarm. Alina stilled. She didn't need to glance. She knew. The son, the man in the brown suit, had arrived. She remained bent forward, Samuel locked around her, both trembling. To anyone, to a son unready, it painted another story entirely. Alina's arms shook, her back howled as Samuel buckled again. She clenched her jaw. "Just a little more, Mr. Kane. The chair is here." "We can make it." Samuel groaned, faint but steady. "Guide me, child. Don't let me fall." Her shoes squealed against the polished floor as she inched him down. His weight bore down like iron, but slowly, painfully, she eased him until at last he collapsed into the black wheelchair. His chest heaved in ragged bursts, sweat cutting lines along his temple. Alina staggered back, collapsing against the bed frame, gasping. Her apron clung to her skin, her arms quaked. Yet she forced herself upright, for she could already feel the sun's eyes burning through her. Dorian Kane stood in the doorway, brown suit immaculate, gaze sharp as steel. "What," he said slowly, "did I just walk in on?" Alina's throat locked, words choking inside. She knew what it looked like, her bent forward, Samuel draped across her. But the truth was simpler, heavier, and far less shameful. Before Alina could defend herself, Samuel lifted his head. His voice was faint yet firm. "Don't glare at her like that, Dorian. She was helping me, helping you." Dorian's eyes narrowed. By putting herself in that position, by risking what she should never have had to, Alina finally found her voice. There was no one else. The therapist was supposed to come this morning, but the session was cancelled again. Dorian's brow knit tight. "Cancelled? For what reason?" "The house manager said twice a week was too costly," Alina replied, her tone shaking yet resolute. "He told me to just follow the printed guide." The therapist left. "I tried, sir. I followed every step as written. But when Mr. Kane's leg failed, I had no choice but to hold him." She pointed to the folded sheet on the nightstand, bold black type across the top. "Transfer protocol. Count to 3. Pivot chair angled 45 degrees. Dorian strode over, snatching it up, his jaw rigid. The proof was undeniable. Samuel placed a trembling hand over Alina's. "She didn't abandon me, son. She stopped me from crashing to the floor. Without her, you'd have walked in to find me broken on the ground." Alina blinked fast, words forcing their way through. "I didn't do it for praise. I did it because he asked me not to let him give up." Dorian looked at his father, frail, slick with sweat, but upright in the chair, and then at Alina, her arms trembling, apron damp and wrinkled, every detail a testament to struggle. His voice cracked. I thought something else." Samuel's eyes sharpened. "Then you thought wrong, and you should be ashamed." Silence sealed the room. Dorian bowed his head. He knelt by the wheelchair, polished shoes creaking against the floor. "Father, Alina, I'm sorry. I misjudged what I saw." Samuel shook his head weakly. "Don't apologize to me. Apologize to her. She's the one carrying my weight." Dorian turned, meeting Alina's tired gaze. "I should have trusted you. Instead, I let suspicion blind me. It won't again." She swallowed, voice soft but unwavering. "All I ask is that he receives the care he deserves. One person cannot replace a therapist. It's unsafe for both of us." Dorian's jaw hardened. "The manager who cut these sessions is finished. I'll restore them immediately, double if needed. And you," he said, locking eyes with Alina, "will never have to bear this burden alone again." Her lips quivered, relief washing over the fear. "Thank you, sir." Samuel gave a shaky laugh, fragile yet proud. "Seems the boy still listens when it matters." Dorian's gaze softened. "I nearly failed you both today, but I'll make it right." He gripped the wheelchair handles, steady hands, resolute face. For the first time in months, Samuel leaned back, pride unbroken. Alina stood near, her hand resting gently on his shoulder. She had poured out nearly all her strength, yet the look in her eyes promised she'd do it again, if it meant protecting his dignity. And at last Dorian understood. Not scandal, not weakness, but devotion and sacrifice. When suspicion blinds us, we risk wounding the very souls fighting hardest for us. Would you have trusted your eyes or paused to listen? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more stories that reach the heart.